This isn't a left issue. This isn't a right issue. This is a freedom issue.
But we're going to shift over to one of my personal favorite friends in the world, Kat Murti, who is the new executive director of the Students for Sensible Drug Policy that has been a big part of my life, helped me grow up and learn how to engage in drug policy. And SSDP and other orgs like it are a big reason why I was able to go to college and eventually become a drug policy activist. So thank you, Kat, for taking on the challenge of leading such an incredible org, and tell us a little bit more about yourself and what it is that you and SSDP do in the drug policy movement.
My name's Kat Murti. I'm the executive director of Students for Sensible Drug Policy. We are the largest national youth-led network dedicated to ending the war on drugs. Since 1998, SSDP has mobilized tens of thousands of young people, like Jason, like me, to advocate for a more sensible approach to drug laws. And we've helped push through countless policy reforms in that time, including many of the state and local laws that have helped bring cannabis to the quasi-legal state that we're in today. In 2024, we've made the strategic decision to recenter cannabis justice, specifically descheduling and retroactive justice, including record sealing, expungement, clemency, and other similar measures as the heartbeat of our larger organizational mission. This right now, this is our moment. We have the opportunity right now to finally bring the war on drugs in this country, at least when it comes to cannabis, to an end. Going into the 2024 election cycles, both the Republicans and the Democrats are counting on the youth vote. At the same time, several key policy considerations impacting the future of cannabis law and regulation in this country are being debated right now. How they are decided will impact the fate of cannabis freedom and how many people continue to languish in our criminal justice system, whether within or outside of prisons, for decades. Tonight is the State of the Union address, and if President Biden mentions cannabis at all, he's likely to toot his own horn on 2 executive pardons that didn't let a single person out of prison. Let's not forget that. And maybe he might suggest that cannabis might be getting moved to Schedule 3. If this issue even comes up, it will be because the vast majority of Americans agree. They believe that cannabis should be legal and that no one should be in a cage because of a plant. This isn't a left issue. This isn't a right issue. This is a freedom issue. And we cannot let them pull the proverbial political football just out of our reach any longer. Because let's be clear, Schedule 3 has its benefits, but it is not legalization. And tens of thousands of our friends and family members continue to languish in custody or are bound by the paper shackles of a criminal record because of cannabis convictions, many for amounts far less than dispensaries deal in daily, including in states where marijuana has supposedly been legalized. We have to make sure that the American electorate understands that. Our movement has often found itself entangled in political infighting. Precious time and energy that could have been spent making a real difference have been lost in internal conflicts. The tides are now changing. The 420 Week of Unity, which is SSDP's larger project surrounding and working in partnership with LPP's 420 Day of Action, which we're all here to discuss today, recognizes and responds to that. SSDPers and all of us here on this call today have the power to pressure decision makers on both sides of the aisle, from the State House to the White House, to do the right thing and not just finally legalize cannabis fully, but release all cannabis prisoners and allow them to fully reintegrate into society where they belong. Through a coordinated nationwide effort to force cannabis clemency into the conversation, to make it an issue around cannabis legalization, we will demonstrate that cannabis justice is a pivotal issue, one on which any politician hoping to win votes must take a stand. Meanwhile, through the expungement resources and support that we at SSDP are bringing to DC and then disseminating through our chapters around the country, we will continue doing the work to break the paper shackles of prohibition and build a better world, one individual at a time. Young people have always been at the front lines of the war on drugs. The war on drugs is a war on us, and we are dedicated to bringing it to an end. I hope you will all join us in DC as we call for an end, finally, to the war that continues to be fought in our name. You can learn more about what SSDP is doing in our 420 Week of Unity on our website and sign up to get involved at ssdp.org. So once again, thank you, and I'll see you all in DC.
I'm convinced. Sign me up. Where do I sign up?